Have you ever felt completely trapped, like your life wasn't your own? For Chisom Nnaji, that feeling was her everyday reality. At 25, she was an orphan, living under the thumb of her cruel uncle, Mr. Okeke, and his wife, Ngozi. Their home wasn't a home. It was a prison where Chisom was the unpaid servant, her days filled with endless chores and her nights with quiet tears. She dreamed of escape, of a life where she could be more than just a burden. But she never imagined her escape would come in the form of a forced marriage. One evening, the shouting from the living room was louder than usual. Chisom, hiding in the kitchen, heard her uncle's desperate voice. His debts had spiraled, a shadow of financial ruin hanging over their family. Then, she heard her name. Mr. Okeke wasn't just in debt. He had offered her, his own niece, as payment. Her future was being traded away to settle a score. The man he owed money to was a humble roadside peanut seller named Emeka Obi. Chisom's heart shattered. She was being sold like property to a man she'd never even met. She begged, she pleaded, she cried until her throat was raw. "Uncle, please, don't do this to me," she sobbed, clinging to his arm. But his eyes were cold, empty of any pity. Ngozi just sneered, "It's what you deserve. A useless girl for a useless man." The marriage was forced upon her. On the day she was handed over to Emeka, Chisom felt a profound numbness. This was it. Her life was over. She expected a life of even greater hardship, of cruelty from a stranger. But Emeka surprised her. Their new home was a tiny, one-room shack, a far cry from even her uncle's modest house. But on the first night, Emeka pointed to a mattress in the corner. "That is your space," he said softly. "You will have your privacy." He never raised his voice. He never made a demand. Instead, he treated her with a quiet kindness that felt foreign and unsettling. He allowed her to work alongside him, selling peanuts and biscuits by the roadside. Life was undeniably tough. The sun was harsh, the income was meager, but for the first time, Chisom felt a sliver of peace. There were no insults, no beatings, just the shared silence of two people trying to survive. As the days turned into weeks, Chisom started to notice things about her quiet husband. He wasn't just a simple vendor. At night, while she tried to sleep, a small lamp would stay lit. She'd peek over and see Emeka, not sleeping, but reading thick books on business and law. Sometimes, she'd overhear hushed, mysterious phone calls. The words were always coded, professional. "The assets are secure," he'd whisper, "or proceed with phase 2. Then there was the way he handled challenges. When a local thug tried to extort them, Emeka didn't cower. He spoke with a calm, unshakable authority that made the bigger man back down, confused. This was not the behavior of an ordinary, uneducated peanut seller. A question began to form in Chisom's mind. Who exactly was Emeka Obi? Just as a fragile sense of stability began to grow between them, her past came knocking. Her greedy uncle and aunt, hearing that Chisom was managing to survive, showed up at their small home. "We know you're hiding money," Ngozi screeched, her eyes scanning their humble dwelling with disgust. They demanded loans, claiming they were family. When Emeka calmly refused, explaining they had nothing to spare, their demeanor turned venomous. They began spreading vicious lies in the community. They told everyone that Emeka was a fraud, that he was secretly stealing from others. Their campaign of slander reached its peak when Mr. Okeke, using his local influence, framed Emeka for a theft that never happened. He planted stolen goods near their stall, and soon, the whole market was whispering. Chisom's heart ached. The one person who had shown her kindness was now being destroyed by the very people who had ruined her life. The situation escalated faster than Chisom could have imagined. One morning, it wasn't market gossip that arrived at their door, but official-looking investigators. Chisom's stomach dropped. They were here for Emeka, but they walked right past him. To her utter shock, they placed her uncle, Mr. Okeke, in handcuffs. "Mr. Okeke, you are under arrest for fraud, tax evasion, and embezzlement," the lead investigator announced. Her uncle's face went pale with shock. He started shouting, pointing at Emeka. "It was him. He set me up," but the investigator simply shook his head. "We have been monitoring your illegal activities for years, sir. All thanks to an anonymous informant who provided us with an impeccable file of evidence." As her uncle was led away, protesting his innocence, Emeka turned to a stunned Chisom. His expression was no longer that of a simple vendor. It was serious, powerful. "Chisom," he said, his voice steady. There's something I need to tell you. He led her back inside their small home, the place where she thought she understood her life. The man you married, the peanut seller, that's not who I am. He explained everything. He was not Emeka Obi, the poor vendor. He was Chief Emeka Obi, the billionaire CEO of a major corporation. For years, he had been working undercover, disguised as a common man, to expose a ring of corruption that was poisoning local trade from the inside out. Her uncle, Mr. Okeke, was a key player in that corrupt network. The debts, the lies, the theft, it was all part of a much larger criminal enterprise. The anonymous informant who brought him down? It was Emeka himself. He had been secretly documenting every crime, every illegal transaction, for years. Chisom stared at him, her mind reeling. The late-night reading, the coded phone calls, the quiet confidence, it all clicked into place. But one question remained, burning in her throat. But why me? Why marry me? Emeka's powerful gaze softened with that same kindness she had come to know. Your uncle offered you as a pawn in his desperate games, he explained. I saw the cruelty in his eyes, the way he treated you. I couldn't let him sell you off to someone who would continue that abuse. Marrying you was the only way I could legally protect you, to get you away from him while I finished my investigation. He hadn't married her as punishment. He had married her to save her. In that moment, Chisom's world was remade. The man she had been forced to marry, the man the world mocked as a poor street seller, was actually one of the country's most powerful and respected businessmen. He had lived a life of hardship by her side, not because he had to, but by choice, to expose evil and to protect her. Together, they left the small shack behind, but they didn't forget the lessons learned there. They rebuilt their lives, not on a foundation of wealth, but on the trust and kindness they had forged in poverty. Their love story became a legend, a testament to the fact that true character isn't measured by what's in your bank account. To honor her past, they started a foundation for abused orphans, ensuring that other children like Chisom would never have to feel trapped and alone. They proved that the greatest power isn't money or status, but a love built on respect, compassion, and the courage to see the good in someone, no matter their disguise. Thank you so much for watching our story today. If you were moved by Chisom and Emeka's journey, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs a reminder that hope can be found in the most unexpected places. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. We'll see you in the next video.